Hey, what's going on there, YouTube? It's SEL0320 representing JVS. So I'm back here again for another review for My Hero Academia. What a twist. Episode 45 technically, but I believe it's episode 6 or 7 for the third season, which has been an amazing surprise. Like, when they told me that, even when I looked at the first trailer, I was like, okay, this is going to be the training, they're going to be training, and I was like, do I really care about them going to a training camp? Little did I know it would just go full tilt hard in the paint. Like, I mean, episodes ago, Midoriya Deku showed his amazing tenacity and willingness to protect. And it was like, even the last episode, like his cunningness and his ability to be a lead. But with much ability to lead, much ability to put himself in the line of fire, there also comes failure and sacrifice. And ultimately, Deku got to feel what All Might felt the very first or second episode of season 1, when All Might was perpetually not able to physically do anything about it. But I think the difference with All Might and Deku in that sense was that All Might mentally and emotionally couldn't do it. Deku still had the willingness, but his body just couldn't hold up. And it was sad because at first I was like, oh, dope. They sit there and pounce the dude. Homeboy with the arms grabbed both of the marbles, but then the homeboy looked up like, oh, well, no, this isn't the case. And then they got him, and I was like, oh my gosh, what the heck? And they had Todoroki and they had Bakugo. And my homeboy with the belly button laser, he showed up in the nick of time. I was like, that's the best use of that, man. Like, he kept it like completely on the deal. Nobody knew that was coming, and then he was able to take account to one of them, but then you realize which one that he actually got, which was Bakugo. And it was like the look on Deku's face, and just like, it was crazy. And especially, I think the aftermath was even worse because the students have been mentally broken, you know what I'm saying? Because they all have all these great points. I understand Ida, I understand my man with the rock powers. Like, man, rock powers, like, look, I wasn't able to do nothing because you kept me in this hole to do nothing. I have to do something. Ida is like on her prowess that, look, I've done this, what you're talking about, and it's put more lives in jeopardy and don't need to do it. And he's frozen in perpetual fear. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, he's not wrong. Even like Todoroki is like, we need to do something about this, like, because I feel like they're gonna be outmatched. And technically, honestly, like, even with All Might, I feel like him going there with the police officer, I feel like it's just something that doesn't feel right. And I don't know, I feel like it's not gonna work out. I feel like it's a lost cause. And I'm not sure what Deku's gonna choose to do, but I know what his heart's gonna tell him to do. But he's got so many different things surrounding his decision about what to do. I know that when they were sitting there, when he was telling the story that he was going in and out of seizures, like whatchamacallit lady that was able to heal him, best as it could. I don't know what the longevity of the injuries that he sustained, what they're gonna do ultimately for him. I just know this is a really good episode without a whole bunch of action. This was a very emotionally charged episode. And it was a consequence. Like, this episode has consequence written all over it. It's like, what is this going to mean? Is Bakugo going to switch sides? Because he does have that tendency. But I think that his willingness to be better than Deku is either the thing that's going to pull him left or pull him right. Right in the sense that, all right, I need to be as good and as tenacious and as heartfelt as Deku is. And he recognized Deku is like a brother. I think even the last word he says, stay back, Deku. And I was like, dang. Or it could mean they could convince his mind or mentally or emotionally that, look, you can be better than him and you can beat him at everything. And like, I don't know. I mean, imagine like in a world, I don't think it's gonna happen, but Bakugo getting not one for all for one. Imagine something like that. Like, oh man, that would be terrible. It'd be like a Majin Vegeta versus Goku Super Saiyan 2 all over again. Now, I'm not thinking that's what's going to happen. I just know that the ramifications of this episode is going to platform the rest of the season and moving forward. Like, no matter what, Deku did fail. His team did fail. And they lost somebody. And UA from a competency standpoint, no matter what decision they make, it's not gonna look good. It's not a good look. The thing that perplexes me, and the homeboy that has the sound waves made the best point about it, there is a mole somewhere. For the fact that these kids were in a location that nobody's supposed to know, minus the teachers, somebody's a snitch. Somebody's a snitch. And like, I don't know how much All Might talked to the old boy that's a cop, but I find it very convenient that the fact that the homeboy that talks and acts like Deadpool, we don't know what he actually looks like. I'm worried that might be one and the same. That the guy that All Might's been talking to, the cop that All Might's been talking to, and the dude that acts so weird and crazy like Deadpool might be one and the same. Imagine if that was the case. Dog, All Might would be crushed, and they might put him out as a teacher. Like, it just, either way, it's a mole, and they need to figure out who it is. I'm just thinking in my head that this cop that I don't know nothing about other than the fact that him supposedly being friends with All Might, like, it's just real suspicious to me. And somebody's a snitch. Somebody is. Anyway, hope y'all enjoyed this review. My reaction will be coming up very soon. Keep it locked. JVS, we ain't gonna stop. And for you guys that are Patreon supporters, if you do not know, definitely go and follow us on the Patreon. If you are a supporter that pledges $1 or even anything, you get access to full reactions to this entire season. So full reactions in the sense of like no cutaways, no 15 minutes, like the whole entire episode all the way through Google Drive that you can be able to keep for yourself and be able to watch it anytime you want to. Just want to shout that out. Hope you all enjoyed this. Keep it locked. JVS, we ain't gonna stop. Peace, guys.